104.1 KRBE.
Let's go.
Good morning.
The Roula and Ryan Show.
With Eric.
It's about to get all stupid up in here.
Hey, sleepyhead.
Featuring Special K.
Nobody asked you, Kevin.
And Sam.
You've waited long enough.
How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula.
Macaroni and cheese hot dog.
Ryan. I am the worst DJ ever. With Eric.
We're the champions of the world.
104.1 KRBE.
Good morning.
Yeah, it is Monday morning. Good morning, Houston, Texas. It's Monday, March 24th of 2025, and it's 6:03 a.m.
I think it's been good morning since 2 a.m. with the lightning. I mean, it
but I
just
never
like
went back to sleep.
that was a big storm. Did it not wake you guys up?
Well, I woke up at, I think it was like 1 something when I just was having a hard time sleeping, and I hadn't checked the weather for today, and I don't know why. I looked at my phone to see what time it was, and I go, I honestly cannot tell you why I checked the weather. Oh, I think it was a notification that there was a weather thing coming, and I go, is it raining outside? No,
yeah.
It said at 2 a.m. we're going to get heavy rain. And then I thought I was going to be awake for it just because I was having a hard time sleeping deeply. I didn't hear anything until I got outside and saw how wet the ground is. And my car's, at least the pollen got washed off my car.
Oh, it's everywhere
My
now.
God.
Now it's just like sticky. It's all over. It's like glued to my windshield.
Your dog didn't get scared, jump in bed with you?
No, she was in my daughter's room, so I have no idea.
My dog's all shaking. And,
Oh, Sebby was a little nervous.
yeah, I'm like, here, buddy, trying to hold him. Like,
Aw.
I don't have one of those thunder jackets or whatever they have for dogs.
Oh, I was thinking of
hear
the
anything,
Ted
though.
scene,
Yeah,
the
Thunder
Thunder
Buddies.
Buddies.
I try to put the
Thunder.
comforter over him, trying to hold him, make sure he feels
Is every
safe.
dog like that? Because I feel like
I don't
I've
think every
been
dog
with my
is.
dog in a thunderstorm, and she doesn't freak out like
Kev,
that.
how are your dogs? Did they used to get scared?
Oh, God, and kept us up all night shivering, and
I just hate
Really?
that shaking thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
that's what they
You
did.
just want to make them comfortable. When they're scared, it just breaks your heart.
yep.
Well, maybe I didn't pay attention because it's more like I got a kid coming to me or before a dog does, I think. That my dog sleeps in
runs to you.
my kid's room before it comes to my room.
It's like, we live in this 2025. Just imagine if it was like 1820.
Yeah, but you
Living
have
here.
in your
Yeah.
house.
You know, it's like, I was thinking of like what this area was like.
Oh, it was just all
Swamp.
forest. Swamp and forest. That's
Yeah,
it.
this would be crazy.
Mhm.
Some
I
guys,
like- I
and
get
they
a
don't have a
kick out of
weather
watching
channel
it.
back then.
No
They just,
kidding.
oh, my bone hurts. Oh, my knee.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, the knees
Hey,
feeling wacky.
There's
Sounds
something
like
to
a
be said
storm
about that,
coming.
too. You can tell.
The hurricanes that hit in Galveston
Yeah.
God, that's crazy.
back in the day. It's like
You know, I
scary.
look at these old pictures of Galveston before the seawall existed, and I just can't put it together how long. If I was alive after the 1900 storm when they decided to put the seawall up, I would have felt like I will never live to see this concrete thing they're talking about. Because look how long the seawall is and what it does. It feels like.
How long did it
had
take? Do you know?
I should look it up. It did
I
take
don't know,
a
but
while.
that's how I feel about 45.
Well, that's how
I
you
will
feel about
never live
290
to
for
see
a
it
while.
finished.
I tried to go to my daughter's game in the Woodlands, and they told me to go towards, from Greenman Plaza, so like
Hardy Toll Road?
downtown. I'm used to going like to the Galleria, through Galleria, around 45 that way. It said go that way, and then it said like it went from 35 minutes to 50 minutes. And so I finally got to that, we can go to 45 or towards Galveston or towards Dallas.
Yeah, that's
But it
split.
was
Yeah.
so far back. I'm like, I don't like just wedging my truck in there. I thought it'd be faster if I went towards U of H and then a U-turn
and
around.
Reed. Oh.
Well, that was a mistake.
Oh,
And
dear.
I'm like, and then I ended up I ended up coming back because when I did the U-turn around, it took me on 59 towards my old house. I went by my house. 20 minutes later, I'm like, this game isn't happening.
I'm right back where I
I
started.
know, like, we wasted 40 minutes
And
to
you
go
still
5
didn't get
miles.
anywhere.
I
Oh,
know.
man.
I'm like, you're missing the game today, sorry.
But don't you think that sometimes it's better to be going nowhere fast than nowhere slow? I can't stand sitting still.
Yeah, because you just don't. It's the worst.
Well,
feeling.
and y'all tease me all the time about being a weaver or not having patience on the freeway, but that's a me move, Eric. That you're like, this is way too far back. What if I go this way and U-turn? That'd probably be
Now,
faster.
you would have just
And then
buddied
you're
your way
screwed.
in.
Yeah.
Probably.
You're an aggressive driver.
I would have been like,
Which you have to be in Houston.
And here's the trick.
I just feel like they're all a bunch of jerks.
It's just have
They are a bunch of jerks,
courtesy.
but let me tell you, there
Selfish.
have been plenty of times where I was not familiar with where I was going, and I really did not know there was a one lane to that, or if you're supposed to be a turn lane, but this is only a straight lane. And this is what I have found: if you have to make that move, you have to find like an 18-wheeler or something pulling a trailer or something like that, because when there is movement, it doesn't move as fast as a small car, and that's a chance for you to get into the gap.
But then it screws those guys over and girls that are driving the semis. I feel bad for them too because
well, you're not cutting them off. You're just
basically
trying
everyone
to
does
get
though. 'cause
Well, I'm sure they do.
They have to
yeah.
leave space because They can't stop on the dime.
Yeah, apparently there was a bad one this morning. The North Freeway is shut down heading south near the Katy
Kingwood?
Freeway. Yeah, due to a deadly crash.
I saw the truck. They got it spun and it hit the bed. So the bed was lodged underneath the truck. The semi.
wow.
Because I think I saw the photo at like 4 a.m. I thought it was like a different kind of almost looked like a milk truck, like like liquid, not milk, but like
No, I know what you're
liquid
talking
in
about.
it
Yeah.
instead of a regular truck. I think I can't remember. I saw it. I saw the truck spun around and
They're
thankfully
pulling it up
went
right now.
to the
Be
bed
careful,
first,
everybody.
not the.
I feel like there have been a lot of really terrible accidents the last week and a half. When we start the show, there's been terrible backups from fatalities and chain reaction wrecks and multi-car accidents. And on the weekends, it's been terrible. But real quick, I did look up how long it took the seawall to happen.
Yeah, how long was it?
I would not have. I would have never lived to see the day. Initially, the first segment only took 2 years, but it took almost 60 years to finish it.
Damn.
60?
They started it in 1902. And the over 10-mile seawall was not finished until 1963.
Oh, my God. So you could be like an 8-year-old kid, and by the time they finish it, you're an advanced senior citizen.
Yeah, they did
That's
like
so
3
crazy.
miles. From 1904 to 1963, the seawall was extended from 3.3 miles to over 10 miles.
Wow.
So 1902 to 1904, they did 3 miles.
I know my grandparents went on their honeymoon to Galveston. I think in the late 30s.
Because it was the Vegas
Oh,
of
really?
America.
Yeah.
It was supposed
Frank
to be like
Sinatra
all
and all
set
them.
up.
Did they
performed
have
there.
like a
So I
gambling?
wonder where the seawall, if they put it in there first.
30s.
That part.
Balinese room.
Yeah, that area.
Yeah, wasn't that taken down during the...
During Ike.
That was Ike.
I got to spin there
No way.
before the hurricane hit it. There
That was
a
legendary, Kevin.
party out there. Oh, must have been in the early 2000s.
How long did it take you to carry all your stuff all the way in there?
Y'all,
Did you have a golf cart?
It was such a no. All I had was a little a
Dolly?
promo dolly,
Milk cart dolly.
basically,
Okay.
and that's when I was probably carrying like big turntables at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it was a really so people don't know this. They had a really, really, really long walk out to
It's a
the
boardwalk.
Balinese boardwalk. Yeah, out to the Balinese room. The reason they did this is it gave them enough time to warn them, the gamblers, in the Balinese room, so they'd flip the tables over and get rid of the gambling before the cops got there.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
How cool.
Yep.
Think about it, though. You performed in a venue where, like Roula said, Frank Sinatra, Elvis Presley. I mean,
It had that
lot
feel
of
to it. It
people.
had a real 60s sheen to it.
But you know what? Even as an adult,
decor.
I had plenty of years as an over 21 person to have gone in there to see what it looks like, and it never occurred to me to go in there because it freaked me out. I thought, it looks real rickety on those
I only did
piers.
it once. Now I wish I would have really thought about it in my head.
Did you go all the way deep in the back, or you
I
just
remember-
walked in and walked out?
I just remember going all the way to the end, and they were talking about the
flip
flipping
out?
the stuff for the cops and that.
I was getting.
I can't remember. I just remember going there. And I remember hearing the story, but I can't remember it in my head because I never. Oh, I'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
When you go in a place and you think about all the history, everybody that had been in there, even when you buy a house, like if you buy a really old house, you ever think like, wow, there were people in this thing 50
Yeah, I'm pretty
years
sure
ago.
people died in my house,
Ghosts?
or they're buried in the backyard or something like that. Something ain't
Why would
right.
you say that?
Because there is always something shifting or falling or
Doesn't mean poltergeist, just means settling.
demon.
Well, I mean, if your house is old enough, there is a chance somebody, passed in their sleep, an elder, perhaps.
Do they have to tell you? They only have to tell you somebody's murdered. They don't have
Right.
to tell you somebody died.
Yeah, because a lot of
in
people die
Correct.
just of old age and
there.
things happen.
Yeah.
Fall on a knife 10 times.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I fell 10 times. I got up, fell down, got up, fell down, got up, fell down.
I don't know what happened. How did I fall on that? Why is it up there? How did it get all the way up there?
All I did this weekend, I think I got bed sores from watching. I sat
Oh,
around
my
and just
God.
watched basketball. I watched
Oh my God,
probably
U of
watched
H, thank God
20
U of
hours
H
of
pulled it
basketball.
off.
But
Like,
was
I
it-
was freaking
fun.
out
It
the
was
last
time well
minute.
spent, wasn't it?
oh yeah, I love it. March Madness is the best.
Gonzaga.
Zaga.
Did you see that?
Oh yeah,
Kelvin said
Kevin's got
something?
Madness.
I'll
But
talk
then he
about that.
said it wrong himself
He
at
did
the end of the
win.
game. I'm like, you said Gonzaga.
Well, that's like you with Row Row.
Yeah, but he went on a tirade about people
Oh.
that say it wrong.
In case you missed that, we will talk about the nail biter. My God, it should not have been a nail biter, but it got the nail biting.
Gonzaga is really good.
Gonzaga. If you're just waking up, you're just tuning in. Well, welcome to your Monday, my friends. It is National Cocktail Day.
Oh.
Shouldn't that have been on Saturday or Friday?
Yeah, what a waste on a Monday.
Yeah, we're not making cocktails today. I'm just letting you know if you want to have one at 5 o'clock or whenever you finish work.
What they meant now.
In honor of
6 o'clock.
For us, it's 11. Here's your official weather for today. It was all rainy, but I didn't hear any of the thunder.
was.
Are we done with that?
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to have any more of that. It's actually going to be partly cloudy early in the day, and then by afternoon, it's going to be really beautiful sunshine, high around 84. Right now, 66 degrees and 612 on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
Big TV and all things Hollywood. Celebrity Scoop on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRBE.
It is brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas. Y'all, the rodeo ended last night. And for people who volunteer and are on committees and have been working that rodeo for 3 weeks, they're like, amen, praise Jesus, hallelujah. And for others, are like, oh, I didn't get to go enough.
Yeah, but you know what? Luke Bryan, 71,103 paid attendance. That's the biggest of the season and the only show to break 71,000.
You know, I was wondering about that because usually during rodeo season, we would hear lots of numbers.
I'm not hearing any numbers this year.
Yeah, that's the only
I think
one.
they may have been down a little bit, but also Luke Bryan was inducted. So
into the Rodeo Houston Hall of Fame.
Yeah, the Star
This is
Trail of
13th
Fame.
time.
So he's only the 11th
How many times?
act.
13?
I think. Yeah, 13th time he played the rodeo, I think.
Yeah.
I got to look that up again.
So he is the
I was reading it last
11th
night.
act to get this honor. And other people have been George Strait, Elvis, and Selena.
As they
I
should.
think who else would it be?
King George and Selena. of
Garth
course.
Brooks get in there?
I don't
He
think so.
hasn't- He hasn't performed enough.
I just figured
But he
Garth
is pretty
Brooks. They
massive.
they used him to do the beginning and ending, remember?
Yeah, I do remember that one, the first year that Garth Brooks
Not
was
they
the
used him,
guest.
they paid him a lot.
No, of course, yeah. But they had him
he's not
bookended.
like, oh, out of
Yeah,
the
he's not
goodness
hurt.
of my
They
heart.
scheduled him to bookend. But the year that Garth Brooks showed up to Rodeo Houston, I remember the feedback was, oh my gosh, this guy was so much fun. He was like all over the place. He like came off the stage and he was all over the place. Because before him, nobody would move from the stage. And the stage, remember, didn't have the star points where you could walk out to kind of get closer to the audience. It was just one rounder. Just a rounder. And people just...
Does it still
floating
rotate?
around. Yeah, it does.
Okay.
So anyway, I had to bring up rodeo because we ended up going over the weekend, my kids and I ended up running into. I thought I'd end up running into Eric, but it was just his wife and girls because Eric had a corn
left.
dog that turned him
I had
upside
a corn
down.
dog. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
I'm not feeling so well. I'm out. I went home.
Bubble guts?
So he went home to watch March Madness.
Yep. I was there. That was the day I tried to go to the Woodlands for that game. Couldn't make it.
Oh, no.
Everything was just falling apart. We got there, the rodeo, and that's my problem. I don't drink sodas that much. I had a soda and a corn dog.
Wait.
How big of a soda,
All the
though?
bourbon, that doesn't bother your stomach, but a soft drink does.
I guess. So I'm like, and then it's funny. I left my car with them, so I went to get Uber.
Uh-huh.
And I was just walking out, I was like, just for fun. Uber's like $57.
Oh, my
And I walked over down to Five Below and got a lift for $10.
Oh,
No
because
way.
you got away from the surge pricing.
Oh,
I wasn't
my
even. That's not even a block.
gosh, not
That's
even a
just
block.
across the street and down by those little restaurants.
Yes,
there.
yes. Oh my gosh.
Smart.
Well, then Eric went home to
just
watch
do that.
March Madness. I checked in with him later as his wife and I. If you saw me on my stories at Radio Roula, we were having a grand old
Hey, you guys are
time.
having a blast.
We were there until like almost dark. And then I got home and I was freaking out when I saw the score at the end of the game because I saw the beginning of the U of H game against Gonzaga and we were up like 11, 15 points, 15 or 11 points. I get home to finish watching the game. What is happening right now? It's like a 3-point game. It's a 4-point game. It's a 2-point game. It's a 1-point game. What the hell is happening right now with 1 minute left? We ended up winning 81-76, but oh crapper. I was really like, I almost turned it off. And I texted Eric, I cannot watch this. I don't
know how you do that.
Off.
How do you turn it off?
it.
Like, I mean,
Because
when
I
it's
can't.
that close.
Because Ryan, when it's that close and
Ow.
you had it in the bag,
Yeah.
I don't need the stress of being ticked off that we didn't make it.
If it's blowouts, so that's
part
why
of
I
the
turn
fun,
it off.
though.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't. I was mad. So then I was
They
like,
played a
no, I'll
good
just
team.
mute it. I'll just mute it. I'll just mute it. I'm washing dishes. I have my back turned to the TV, and my oldest daughter is like, come on. I go, quiet. Don't make any noise. Don't even tell me. I don't want to know yet. She does, all right, when he made the free throw. And I was like, okay, let me look at it. I turned on the sound. So, yes, we won, and that was great.
Life's a roller coaster. You got to enjoy the ride. You can't close your eyes.
Hey, I know when to not stress myself out, and I
Sounds
didn't
boring.
need that stress.
Just reading the box scores. That's all you're doing.
No, I was going to be mad. I don't need to be extra mad like that. That's why when I watched the Astros in the playoffs, in the last 8 years of playoffs, in the World Series, I would either walk away or mute the TV when the other team was at bat. When we were at bat, I would have it up. When the other team would be at bat, I would mute it because the commentators would tick me off so much. I felt like they were jinxing us.
Well, whatever works for you.
I would mute it so I wouldn't be stressed. Anyway, so
Thursday's opening day, by the way, against the Mets.
That's right. Kelvin Sampson, who is our coach for University of Houston, was doing a press conference pregame. I thought it was postgame, but Eric and I were talking during the song Too Sweet, and I'm surprised because that could have gone either way. The way he's talking, I thought it was postgame, but it was before the game.
They do like interviews like the day before.
Okay.
Like after practice, and hey, what do you think about the game tomorrow or later today?
So the reporter called it Gonzaga, and Kelvin said Gonzaga, by the way. And then he went on to say, the reason I'm pointing that out is because my name is not Kevin, it's Kelvin. And when I was a child, my mother told me, don't let anybody call you Kevin. Your name is Kelvin. And I get.
And why the hell did you give me that name? Yeah.
Because
like, really, you gave me a name that everybody's going to mess up.
Yeah, I was like, make people pay attention. It is Kelvin. It is not Kevin. I can imagine he's probably been called Kevin half his life. Oh, hey,
More
Kevin.
than that, I bet every day.
Kelvin. So he wanted to make sure that everybody knew it was Gonzaga, and it's not Spokane. It's Spokane. Anyway,
he did that just to kiss their butt, like to make them. You want to make the competition mad. You just got to be nice to them.
Yeah, but Spokane, I get that. They're very territorial. I used to, I did voiceover, and I had a radio station in Spokane, and if you said Spokane, they're like,
No. I remember one of our very close friends had moved here from Spokane to Houston for an engineering job, and he would bring us Spokandy when he would go home to visit his parents. And they actually sell Spokandy. I saw a shop in Galveston had Spokandy.
Is it good?
I was like, oh my God, it is delicious.
Is it just the name? Do they even make it there?
They make it in Spokane. It's called Spokandy. It's so delicious. It was so good. Anyway, so then there's this other story I ran across, and I think it's so interesting because I remember the first season of American Idol, which of course Kelly Clarkson won, which honestly, looking back.
Spoiler? I was about to start watching.
You could have binged it going back 23 years.
Listen, looking back, that first class of American Idol was so terrible compared to all the singers that we have heard that even just were in the top 10 of that show. If you remember when that show came out in summer, people were just so angry that this British guy was so rude that they would purposely vote for people that he hated. So the top 10 had about probably 6 people that should have never been top 10. And I remember when this show was starting to get some steam, then Elton John did like a mentorship thing with the contestants. I was like, oh my God, Elton John?
That's
crazy. I mean, Elton John is like a legit celebrity. I mean, he is a legend in music. What is happening? And so, now Elton John, there's a story about him saying people shouldn't waste their time trying to go on shows like American Idol. Just gig and try and get noticed.
I think he's right.
In this day, gigging is get yourself on Instagram, get yourself on TikTok, get yourself viral, figure out how to get... Isn't that how we found Teddy Swims?
And perform in front of people.
Yeah. I mean, how many performers from The Voice can you recall going on to be a superstar?
Just Morgan Wallen.
But it can't hurt you to be on there. All of a sudden, if 30,000 people like you and they start following you, you just got 30,000 people.
And you go out gigging.
Because now
you'd be in a bar and you can do that for
media, they could follow you
for 2 years and you'll have 5,000.
Yeah, nobody knows you. So anyway, he just said, just go to pubs. Just the experience stood me. He says that experience stood me in great stead. Why? Who talks like that? Stood me in great stead for when I became Elton John because I had backbone and backbone.
He
is
also
so important.
grew up in a different era. This was like he was big in the clubs 60 years ago.
Well, here's his exact quote about American Idol. You get put up on stage, you go and you can't do it. That's the worst thing. American Idol is just the worst. Take risks. Go and play in a pub.
As he gets older, he's like, hey.
He's like, I got that. I have to say, one of my most favorite things that came out of the Oscars is the after party where Chapel Roan and Elton John were singing Pink Pony Club. And everyone was just loving it. And like that clip makes me smile, which, by the way, I'm so thankful Pink Pony Club is not about a strip club. It is about a gay club. Because I was thinking, oh no, is it about a strip club? Talking about on her heels on stage. Oh no. Like here we are on the song all singing at my kids like Pink Pony Club. I'm like, wait, is it a strip club? No, it's not a gay club. I'm like, thank goodness.
They say it's about the Abbey in West Hollywood.
What's the Abbey?
It's kind of like our JRs with a big club attached to it, which if you've never been to JRs, then you don't know.
I haven't.
A huge bar attached to a pretty big club. and it's probably one of the biggest staples in West Hollywood. I'm not a big fan of it, but every gay's got to go see it once.
Oh, is that right?
So, yeah,
That's tourist attraction.
yeah,
It's the gay Mecca.
Okay,
Niagara
we
Falls,
did
gotta
it.
go once and
Yeah.
It's like you've been there, you've seen it. All right, coming up next, we're going to check in with your listener line calls, guys. If you've called 713-278-VENT, that's 8368. You can call it anytime you want. It's like a 24-hour hotline. We leave voicemail. You could be the star of this next segment.
Somebody had something to say about each member of the show.
I guess that was
that good or
dark
bad?
start to the
I
morning.
don't need that on a Monday.
Thanks a lot.
Kicking the
In case of the
groin.
Monday.
I think you might get surprised.
Okay. Good or bad, you'll find out next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
KRBE.
All right, that number is 713-278-VENT.
That's 8368 on your phone. Lock it in as a contact and just call it like your direct connection to the
Good
show.
to clear it out. Start the week.
Yeah.
That way you can get all new ones, build it back up.
Had some good ones over the weekend, and I said somebody had something to say about all of us. Usually that's a bad thing, but not in this case.
I was just listening to the podcast, and Sam made a comment about how there's always one person on a show that you don't like. And I just had to call and comment that I love every single one of you. I think you're such a special show because you are all so lovable in your own different ways. You work so well together. There's different personalities that all just mesh so perfectly, and there's not a single one of you that I would replace or don't want to listen to. Like, legitimately, I think you're all amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
That's a nice way to start the week. Makes you feel good about
Yeah, we were
it.
talking about like
Monday.
movies or TV shows or something where there's always one like
Well, they have people you love to hate.
Seinfeld. Like George was my favorite. Some people like Kramer, but Jerry Seinfeld was always like the last because he was setting up
the
the.
straight
he was the
shooter guy who's
anchor.
a setup guy.
But he's kind of a jerk too. Every woman he found something wrong with them.
That's
But
true.
that was his character. It's like Chandler
Her
being on
hands are
Friends.
too
Every woman
big,
he found
or-
something wrong with her.
It was him.
Her head's too big for her body. Like things like that. Chandler had that, and that was Jerry Seinfeld's thing. And George was just frantic.
But he
and
always had
crazy.
Janice.
Yeah.
He'd always go back to her. The real red flag.
Oh, always going back to the same woman over and over again?
Yep.
Well, they would end up together because they'd find each other, and then one time he actually did want her, on purpose.
It was too late.
Too late.
All right. How about something you talked about, Eric, about points? Kevin was out of town. You talked about using his points.
Oh, it's been a joke because when you go to certain places, if you put in your phone number, they'll see how many points you have.
Like
to get a free
Jersey
sub.
Mike's?
Yeah, Jersey Mike's for sure.
Or
I love
boba tea.
nothing better than building it up, and then they go, "That's free, sir." I'm like, "Yes." Even though it took me 5 years to get one sandwich, it feels like. But then then I found out Kevin never uses his. He's been saving up, so he probably got like 3,000 points. I bet on that.
I do have a lot of points from
So I
that
was making a
sub shop.
joke that I'm
I
going to
mean, are
use
you
his
going to have
phone
a party
number.
with 20 sandwiches?
While he's
That's
out
what
of
you're
town.
waiting for?
Well, also, I changed it to my Google Voice number, and I don't think Eric knows that one now.
No, I don't think I know that one.
Good for
Well,
you.
that was a revenge. This lady knew this guy's points for some food place.
Maybe I'll go today and I'll try his number just to see. Maybe there's still some points on there.
Give it a
Who's going to
shot.
get there
I
first?
wonder if you could add points. Like I could use all your numbers. Like, hey, can I put in four?
yeah.
Can I put in four phone numbers? Try them
them all.
together.
I have
can't
two different
remember
phone
which
numbers
one.
at a boba place between me and my husband going there with our kids and my niece.
A what place?
A boba tea place. So I would, if I put in my number and it wasn't time for a free tea, I'd say, hold on, let me check this other number. So they do whatever they do to clear it out. And then I put in my husband's number. I was like, oh yeah, I got a free tea.
I did at the
So
grocery
between
store.
the two of us, we trade off.
I used to put my mother-in-law's in there because she was older, so you got a discount.
Oh, you got the
groceries.
senior discount.
Yeah, that was nice.
This guy called in about the point system.
Eric, I'm laughing because you said that you're going to use special case points at Jersey Mike's. And my brother left Texas. He went back to Wisconsin. There's no Kroger in Wisconsin. It's an affiliated picking place, but they don't do points. And I've been using his points down here. He had so many points. That gas has been cheap. It's been so nice. I'm running out of his points, but he's never going to use them where he is. And he's not coming back here, he says. So
Yeah, hell yeah.
The Kroger points on the, you
gas deal.
you
That's
get
like
your little card out and you put it under the,
5-10 cents sometimes.
yeah,
Usually it's just your
adds
phone number,
up.
and that's how you connect the points. You don't even need the Kroger card.
Yeah,
Put
Adds
your
up.
number in there. Yeah.
that's awesome.
Now, it was a rough weekend for me. It's been a rough time for me for multiple reasons, but on top of everything, my sweet little puppy is nearing the end after 16 years. She's shown us so much love. And this weekend was really neat because everybody that was ever in her life at one point or another swung by, stopped by, And we all gathered, and we all just fawning over her, and her little stubby tail was just wagging the whole weekend.
People
she was
seen.
so happy, and it melted my heart. But the hard part was, Faith had to go back to Los Angeles. She had to go back to work, and she knew this would be the last time that she'd ever see her. And my ex-wife and I drove her together with the dog, and Faith held her in the front seat of the car all the way. And right as she had to get out of the car to get on her, to go get her plane, she just looked down at her and she goes, "I love you, my little puppy. I love you forever," and kissed her. And that was a hard drive back, I can tell you that. Just me and Michelle were just weeping the whole way back. But this made me smile this morning.
I just have one thing to say, and I say it on behalf of Houston. Mango is Houston's dog.
This guy has his own sound effects?
He had his own sound effects.
Wow.
I was like, "Thank you, sir. That made me smile this morning."
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
He had his own sound
Is
effects.
that a first that we've had a listener line call in
I
with
think
their own
so.
sound effects?
Nobody has ever done
It was
that.
it's like game show.
That's impressive.
Applause.
Yes, so thank you, sir. You made my day.
You think that Mango's like, wait a second, why is everybody here for me? Is something going on?
She knows something's going on.
The
Like she
dog's not
can't
right.
even. Yeah, I mean, she can stand for like a couple of steps and then she falls over. She can't really stand.
Is she going through pain? I'm thinking, like,
No.
if she's doing all this stuff.
That's why I take her
I mean,
almost.
like, why is she still, like...
No.
Because I want her to love every last day. I don't care if it's inconvenient.
But she's in pain, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, she's not. That was the first thing I did, because I make several
can't
trips a
walk.
week to the vet. Because the vet is like literally a block down the street.
Because
So
sometimes we all, like, we want to keep...
I don't want to keep her in pain. And they said she's not.
selfishly.
They said she's not there yet. She's not in pain right now. But it's
Who's
coming
with
soon.
her now? Because, like I said last week, I mean, if it's
Michelle's
so
with her right
touch and
now.
go, and she has to go to work.
She'll be alone for like 2 hours today, but she'll probably be sleeping, and then I'll pick her up and I don't leave her side. But I've just been very blessed. The whole family's been very blessed to have her, and it's part of life. We always knew this day would come one day, but it's really hit me hard. Kevin, you've been through it twice.
Yeah. It's never easy. I can't imagine having to choose their time.
That's what I'm saying. I'd want to keep my dog as long as I could.
Yeah.
Which isn't right. Like, to them, if you don't want them in pain.
When she's in pain, that's when I'll let her go. But we've already worked this all out, and it'll happen at my house. I'll be holding her because I don't want her to be frightened and go somewhere. Like anytime we go to the vet, she still gets scared.
Oh,
and I don't want her to be scared.
I know the route.
Mm-hmm.
They look around like, oh, wait a minute. I saw that.
Yeah, somebody's going to stick me.
It's time for What's Going Down in H-Town on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRBE.
Okay, Roula, say your go Cougs.
Oh my God. Go, Cougs!
Yeah,
Oh my
baby.
God, you guys stress me out.
They're
You
good.
stress me out on
Limited
Saturday
number
night.
8.
Oh
Gonzaga.
my God, Sweet 16, let's go, baby.
Yep, 81-76 on Saturday night. They will face Purdue in Indianapolis, Indiana on Friday.
Oh, damn. That's like a home game for them.
I know.
Yeah.
Doesn't
I
matter.
know.
They were awesome on the road, so they'll be fine.
And then, unfortunately, the Rockets had their winning streak snapped at 9 games. They suffered a 116-111 loss against the Nuggets.
And the Joker didn't even play, the best player in the world, but the Rockets missed 11 free throws there near the end.
We have a player named the Joker?
Now the Joker's on Denver. Djokovic.
Oh.
And they call him the Joker.
Yeah.
I did not know.
Some people call him
Isn't he the
Space
one that was on
Cowboy.
the Nuggets? I mean, the Mavericks?
You're thinking of Luka Doncic.
okay.
Doncic?
The one that went to the Lakers.
Yeah.
That was a big controversy. Okay,
A lot
sorry.
of European players are the best now.
Yeah.
Like
So-
your boy Giannis.
The Rockets hold the number 2 seed in the Western Conference to just 1 game ahead of the Nuggets right now. And then the Astros are about ready to have their home opener. It's going to be Thursday against the Mets at Dyken Park. But Joe Spada told 3 players they would not be on the opening day roster. One of those players, John Singleton from first base. He was a regular in the lineup last season.
He annoyed me.
Aside from Singleton, Houston told right-handed pitcher Logan Van Wey and catcher Joe Hudson that they too would not be on the team to start the
But
season.
they haven't said yet if Cam Smith is going to make the team. He's the one that, the rookie sensation that we got when we traded Kyle Tucker. That was a great trade for the Astros. They got 3 players that are all going to start on this team.
Well, I'm glad you're positive because a lot of Astros fans don't recognize what's happening in the lineup right now.
One thing about Houston fans, they're the biggest
Wishy-washy.
sky is falling. I've never seen it.
Oh.
People on social media, like with the Rockets are bitching about certain things. I'm like, you're second in the West. You're second place. You've been to playoffs in like 4 years. You should just be happy they're winning. But no, people just have to gripe. That's why social media just sucks.
You got to turn off from it. You got to turn off from it once in a while.
It's like, and then we all act like we know what we're doing, all these people. I'm like, I think Dana Brown and everybody, the Astros know better than us.
Yeah, it's just kind of unsettling because it's kind of like
you would hope they're being paid quite a bit of money.
No, they are, but it's just a sad thing. You can't deny that it's a sad thing that the glory that we were living for all those years with that little nucleus of a team. Now there was this thing I saw on Instagram. Oh my God. I was like, just stab the Astros fans in the heart. And it was like a slow motion video of all of them celebrating one of either the ALCS wins or something. And slowly they would fade out, like disappear, almost like the end of a series when everyone died or something. There's one left. You know what I mean? First, like they erased Springer out. Then they took out Correa. Then Verlander. Then
it's like being slowly picked apart.
The last one was Bregman, of course.
Keep winning, though,
it's just Altuve.
because they're smart with it. They got rid of Tucker, who was an awesome player. They got 3 great players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and people forget because we romanticize the memories. You know, I do love Tucker, King Tuck, but that last series we had, I mean, that wasn't his end to our last season was. He was
not
like
his 30
best
games
time.
last year. Remember, he was injured.
Yeah,
and they still won.
Man,
yep. You got a game for us, don't you?
Astros.
Yeah, I want to. You guys can play along in the cars or at your home and stuff. When I was at Five Below after I left you guys, I got stuck there waiting for my lift over there by the rodeo, and I saw this game called Wheels versus Doors.
Okay,
and it's basically are there more wheels in the world or doors? So there's a whole bunch of lists I want to bring at you guys and see what you think will be more or less of.
That is so crazy.
Like
Wheels
this one.
versus Doors.
Do you guys think there's more Hot Wheel wheels versus real car wheels? In the world.
Oh.
No, that's tough.
So think about that. I got a bunch of these. See how well you guys can do.
All right, we'll do that when we come back on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.